Alright guys, Travis here with another video. This one is long overdue. I had promised several videos back that I was going to do a distributor replacement video. Unfortunately, I don't have another distributor because this one's fairly new. I'm just going to show you guys pretty much how to take it off, and it's fairly simple. I'm going to go over the spark plug wire order here, and hopefully you guys will find this useful. Alright, first of all, I always want to, when messing with electrical connectors, it's always advisable to take off the terminal of the battery here. So that's done. For this job, I like to use what's going to be a 12mm socket, and also I like to use the extension because once you get to right here, it's kind of a tight spot to get the handle into, because it kind of protrudes right here, and it's going to be right against the body of the distributor here. So first of all, let's go over the order of the wires here. This engine, because the distributor is on the right side, the number 1 plug is here, so it goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I have NGK spark plug wires, so on them it actually says, it's not on this side, it's over here. You can see where it says 4, so there's the number 4 spark plug wire, and that obviously goes to the number 4 spot right here. So we got, like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the corresponding order, as it is on the distributor, starting from the top, is 4, 3, and then 1 on the bottom right there, and 2 right here, as you can see by the labels here. Alright, so you always want to make sure that when you're replacing your distributor that you keep the order, like write it down, or like leave the plugs in here and make little marks on them, as well as maybe where they're going to be on the new distributor, just so you can make sure that you get it correct, because if you don't, car's not going to run right, if at all. So just make sure you do that. Alright, so now that we have negative terminal off, you can now take off this connector here. Without this connector, your car will not run. That is the power supply to the connector. You're also going to want to take this one off here. There's a little plug, or not a little plug, a little tab here, and that just comes right off too. Alright, now you take your handy dandy little socket here. Remember, number 12, let me make sure this is loosening. Yeah, it is. Okay. No, it's not. It's tightening. Just kidding. Alright, here we go. So now, one right here. You literally just loosen it. These were already loosened a little bit. I decided to make this video after I started doing something else. So that one's loose. And then you only have one more, which is right there. This one, it's going to be a little bit of a tight spot. You get a better angle. And this one you might actually not want the extension for. We're going to see how it works, because you have this cable right here in your way. So we're going to try to, yeah. not that one. And yeah, alright, so this one is a little bit more difficult to get to. In fact, if you actually have a open-end wrench, that would probably be a lot easier. So, just because it's in a tight spot. And then, let me go grab one, I'll be right back. Alright guys, and I'm back. And we have a nice little 12mm socket right there. It's hard to focus on it. This is a set from Harbor Freight. Those are really affordable. Not super high quality, but affordable. And they do the job credibly. So, we're going down to that guy right there. And I'm going to try to, well, I'm going to try to keep this on here as I show you where it's at. Yep, this guy right here. And in fact, I might have already loosened him up too. But anyway, you're going to want to get your wrench back here, get it on there, and loosen it up, just like that. Alright, so I've already loosened that one as well. I'm actually just going to reach down in there like that. There we go, that's a good angle. Just going to start spinning that off. I've actually driven the car really recently, so the engine's still pretty hot. So it might take me an extra minute. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. So we got that little guy right there. And this guy right here. Ow. Damn, that's hot. Okay. Alright, so as you can see, they're exactly the same, so it doesn't matter if you put one in one way or the other, so no worries about that. Alright, so now that you have those off, you have the connectors unplugged. It's very simple. You could actually get this out of the way a little bit, this cable here. I'll stick it behind that guy just for a second. Alright, now you can just rock this guy out of here. So you just very gently pull it back. Just like that. Alright, and one thing I want to point out is, well, actually a couple things. This O-ring, if you find, here, set it right there. Alright. So if you find that you're losing oil kind of around the O-ring, or well, the distributor area, it could be due to a dried up O-ring that just needs to be replaced, as long as the distributor's still good. If you get a new one, you don't have to worry about the O-ring because they come with them. No worries. Now, the other thing I want to point out is this guy right here. Let me get a good view of him. Alright, so, well, let's see if I can, there we go. Alright, so as you can tell, there's actually more space going from this side around the top to this side than there is the other way. And the reason for that is so that it can only go back in one way. And also, one side appears to be just a tiny bit bigger than the other side. Looks like this side is a little bit bigger than that side. This can only go in one way. Makes things significantly easier. It's a lifesaver, really. And then let's see if I can get a good view of what the hole looks like in here. You can kind of see that piece right there. That is exactly how it's going to fit in. Cannot fit in any other way. So definitely take a look in here and make sure that your metal piece is actually going the correct way before you try to stick it back in there. Save you a lot of hassle. Alright, and then after you're done, honestly, you just stick it back in there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Same process as before. It's going to take me a second to probably get it back in there. Let's see. This video is kind of jumpy. It's working with my phone here. Come on. There we go. Alright, so I got it back in. You just want to wiggle it until it's as far in as it can go. As you can see, there is hardly any break right here, so that's a good sign. Okay. Now, normally if you're taking the distributor off for any reason other than replacing it, it's always a good idea. Like on my old one, we had placed a white mark here with a similar mark on this side, and we did that so that we could get it mostly in time before we actually timed the ignition. So, which is another thing you're going to have to do, is ignition timing. I'm actually shooting 2 videos today. That will be the second video, actually. The reason for it is because they can be 2 unrelated topics. So just check out the next video. I'm going to be posting it right after this one or right before this one, either way, but you'll have access to it. Now, just make sure that you... the hole is really easy to find. That's what she said. Just kidding. Alright, so you just want to thread that bolt in right there. Alright. And that's about finger tight. Actually, I want to loosen it just a little bit because we're going to time the engine. And it's going to involve rotating the distributor. So, and as you can see, for this one we actually made another mark here and here. So once I get this other bolt back in over here, wow, this is like really not wanting to focus today. There it is. It's okay, guys, I found the hole. Alright, so we're just going to, well, thread this bolt back into almost hand tight, just a little bit loose. So like right about there. Alright, so now, obviously, as you can see, this now moves back and forth like this. And the reason for that is so that we can either advance or retard the timing as we need to for the ignition timing process. Alright guys, thread that back in. Once you retime, then you are going to obviously, well, actually, to time it, you actually need to put these connectors back. And we're going to grab this one. I'm going to stick that one back on there. Push that. Alright. So before the next step, before retiming, make sure everything's plugged back in. Definitely want to put this cable, negative cable, back on. Because you're going to be starting the car, and without that, obviously it won't start. Cool. So, everything's good. Everything's plugged in. Didn't take any wires out. Alright. I will see you guys in the next video. And hopefully this helps, and hopefully the next video helps. So I'll see you guys later.